Come on!
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Comic Book Corner, and this is your host, Spider Slayer, coming to you to do another comic book review. I got a little bit of time today, so I'll probably do a few comic book reviews. Today I have issue number 5 of the Justice League. I have not done one of these reviews in a while. I think the last one I did was issue number 1, and it was a good issue. So now we're at issue number 5, and we're still currently at the same story arc. Basically, what the story has been doing is been gathering the characters one by one and ultimately working together to form the Justice League. They kind of never really question each other. They just show up, and here they are working together to save the world against what is now known Darkseid, as we saw him towards the end of issue number 4. In this particular issue, there's a lot of action going on, very little dialogue except for a few pages between Green Lantern and Batman. And I like how Batman kind of distinguishes, or kind of levels with Green Lantern, saying, they're the only humans, and he tries to get to his level, and they're kind of the same, and I like that, and I love how Jordan's attitude in this book, because he is younger in this Justice League, and he's so cocky, and he thinks he can take on the world, but dude, he just gets his ass handed to him from Darkseid in this particular issue, and that was pretty awesome. Superman also, kind of gets taken very easily. Basically, Darkseid just sits there and he just doesn't say a word, just uses his freaking crazy ass ray beams, and he just takes care of everybody. But it was pretty action packed, like I said. I mean, all it is just basically, here we go. Here's Flash, Flash just running away. I mean, he's just running as fast as he can to try to save Superman from Darkseid's ray beams, like I was talking about earlier. Some nice pics right there. And he's like, Superman, get out of the way. And Flash is just running and running and running, trying to run away from those ray beams that, Darkseid is flashing at him. And he gets in front of one of, Darkseid's little crony creatures up there, and blows them up into little pieces. And he's just like looking for Superman. And then all of a sudden, Superman gets the shit just shot at him. Like, look at this. He's like, ah! I mean, he just gets blown up, basically. And then his other creatures just take him away into Darkseid's little house over there. And what's it called? And the next thing we see is that these guys just don't know how to handle Darkseid because he's just so strong. But Green Lantern, again, takes it upon himself and tries to stop Darkseid. He tries to throw everything at him with like chains and stuff, but dude, you need more than chains to stop Darkseid. But obviously, Lantern's will is strong, and he'll stop at nothing to defeat Darkseid. He tries to throw this big shield at him, and Darkseid's just like boom, and there's nothing that can stop him, and he just keeps going, and he goes, how just keeps going and says, "That's not all I got." And the next thing we see is that Darkseid just throws a gut-wrenching blow right to his body. And he just keeps going and going, and then Darkseid just comes up to him and just, basically just throws him around like a rag doll and breaks his arm like it's nothing. Batman really tries to level with Green Lantern here. Tries to tell him, we can't be an individual person at bat. We have to be a football team. We have to be a team. We have to find a way to come together and defeat this crazy maniac. And that was kind of the moral of the story, basically. You know, there's just no I in team. We are a complete team. But Batman wants to go figure out, and he's going to try to, you know, help get Superman back, and Lantern's gonna gather the rest of the members, and they're going to find Superman. Well, literally, you know, after Bruce Wayne reveals himself to Hal Jordan on who he is to get on a level playing field, he gets taken away by one of Darkseid's cronies, and the next thing we see is that he goes through a portal, which he's not expecting here in those like little towers, because he thought, oh, it's just a tower, I'll find Superman. And the last thing we see is that we go into Darkseid's world, and Batman is basically just saying, you know what, this is not what I was expecting. And that's how the issue ends. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. I mean, now that the team is fully together, we're going to see how much longer this story arc goes and how the team works together and what confrontations they get into. For $3.99, this is a good book to read. But it took me like 5 minutes to read through this one. There wasn't really much dialogue, and I do like story just as much as I do action. But sometimes for $4, I want a little bit more story. But you know, good with the bad. You know. But I do recommend this title to everybody. It is an excellent title. One of the things that I wanted to add to it, though, on this here is that, you know, you pay $3.99 for extra content, and usually, you know, they show you certain things. So here they give you a little sketchbook of Wonder Woman right here. I think that's pretty cool. You know, you get to see like all her costume upgrades and, you know, what they did to improve her for the new 52. Here, Aquaman, we get to see his drawings here, so that's also pretty neat. You know, of course you pay that extra $1 for that. You know, you could add more story. I would have been more happier about that. Here you got Cyborg. You know, another sketchbook thing, but it's interesting to see. And then the last thing I liked that kind of got me interested, and this has nothing to do with Justice League, but we get to see a preview of Suicide Squad issues number 6 and 7. And I didn't know this yet, but there's going to be a 2-part series about Harley Quinn's origin. And I never knew how Harley Quinn actually became, but she was actually a psychiatrist, and she basically, that's how she meets the Joker. And they did a couple sketches here at the end of the book, how she first meets him, and she's normal and things like that. And then here you have a cover of Harley Quinn right there and the Joker, and so it'll be interesting to see what that series turns out to be. But that's all at the end of this particular issue, so that's where you pay your extra $1 for. But I definitely recommend this. I think my overall rating, I think I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It's been a great story. It's gone on now for 5 months or so, maybe more. Great artwork, and maybe just a little bit more dialogue. That might be my niche in it. That's what kind of gives me the 4 out of 5. But definitely pick that up, guys. It is a good book. Okay, so that's it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next review, so stay tuned. This is Spider Slayer signing off, and subscribe to Comic Book Corner today. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.